the whole narrative of the Dan Mullen story is the Connecticut Yankee comes down to the South, right? But both of your kids were born in Starkville.
Yeah, both my kids are born right here in Oktibbeha County Hospital. My son's got a Southern draw to him a little bit.
Does he really?
Maybe not as much as some kids, but he'll say.
Is he a Red Sox fan at least?
He is a Red Sox fan. So he's got him straight that way. In that, and then he's like me in football. He's a fan of whoever played for us here at Mississippi State in the NFL. He roots for those teams of guys that I've coached, and because if an NFL game's on sometimes, even on Sunday, if I'm at work, he'll call. He'll be like, all right, Dad, my wife will get him on the phone and say, all right, Dad, these two teams are playing. Who plays for this team? I say, okay, the Eagles are playing. Well, Fletcher Cox plays for the Eagles. Okay, I'm rooting for the Eagles.
Great frame of reference.
Oh, guys that have played for us, that's who he roots for.
I mean, there's no better way to ingrain yourself in the community than winning every game, obviously. But
I
would think it helps. But second to that, the fact that your kids were born here, this is all they know. I mean, I would think it binds you to this region and this community in a way that maybe makes the transition easier.
It really does. I think for us, I think, Mississippi and Mississippi State in particular, welcomed my wife and I with open arms. Gave me an opportunity that nobody else had ever given me before and really welcomed us with open arms. And one of the things we wanted to make sure is that we welcome that embrace and we embrace Mississippi back and give back as much as we can, however we can, whether it's in community service, whether it's through our family foundation, whether it's through making public appearances or whether it's through giving them a football team that they can be proud of and, that Mississippians can hold their head up high and hold their chest out far and take something that's so dear to everyone's heart and say, we're number one. I think a lot of polls come out that Mississippi's number one for all the wrong reasons, or last in all the right reasons. But in this state where football is so important, everyone in this state now gets to just say, even if it is just for a couple of weeks, to say we're number one for what's so important to us is so special. And I'm so grateful that I could give that back to the people of Mississippi.
You also have a third child, right, Rowan, who's 5, 6? He lives in...
No, he's 10 now.
Oh, he's 10 now, okay.
Oh, yeah, he's older, lives in Indiana with his mom.
Hard to be that far from him?
It's one of those, I think, that we just, you come to, again, the reality of the relationship, he'll text me. I probably text more, He's 10 years, he's a young kid, so he texts more than talks on the phone right now.
That's a great way to stay connected, though. That's
pretty
how
easy way, he'll text me and he'll text me good luck. And, I think with my schedule, it's hard to see him sometimes. But, he has a great time, comes down, spends time with us at holidays, comes down and spends time with us at our lake house in the summer. I've been able to get up there and take him out up there. It's one of those, you gotta try to look at the situation and do the best you can with the situation, and try to set, to me, a good example for him. And I guess, like everybody, I'm still, as you look, my discipline doesn't, I seem to get more phone calls for disciplinary reasons than for good reasons up there, but I don't mind that, because like with everybody, I want to set the standard high for all my kids. And then I treat all 85 guys on my football team like my children too, and I want to set the same standard high for them as well.
Last question, and I got to ask it. So there's the coaching textbook answer to these things, but you're a blunt guy from the north, so you can appreciate the fact that there may be some pretty good jobs coming open in a few months. I know you're happy to have the one you have, so
absolutely.
I hope you can keep this one. But I know you'd want to say, hey, I love it here, I'm staying, I'm not interested in other jobs. But let's be realistic. If a Florida calls, if a Michigan calls, you got to take that call, right? You got to listen. You can't sit here and say, oh, I'm definitely going to be back at Mississippi State. If schools on that level are going to be interested in me.
Well, you know what? I mean, I've had calls before. And I understand this, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And that in coaching is one of the most important things to understand. I think we have some of the best, I built this facility. I had hand in where every door in this facility went. and how we've built this program from the ground up. I have a great administration from a great president and Dr. Mark Keenum to Scott Strickland, our athletic director. So how, this program is built how I want a program to run. And, so I think a lot of times you're looking and say, boy, is that a better job? And I know in the perception, a lot of people say, boy, there's no doubt that's a better job. But in reality, I don't know that that's always the case. And as my wife told me just the other night, we're number one in the country. Why would we want another? Everybody wants this job, right? This is right now in college football, this is the ultimate destination job. We're the number one team in the country.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Well, listen, thanks for doing this. It's great to be with you, and I love watching your team play. It's a neat story. It's a lot of fun. You're a lot of fun.
Well, thank you so
much.
Stay fun. I appreciate it.
Stay young.
Well, we're going to find a way to keep enjoying winning.
Just win them all. You'll be fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you.